Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everybody. Almost time for the weekend. Stock market is still down. Cryptocurrency is still down. So I hope y'all use some of the income tax money and invest it in the damn market, because tariffs has got everything down right now. Everything is cheap for the taking. I bought more Microsoft stock. I actually sold my BYD stock. And if you don't know who BYD is, it's an electric Chinese car company and electronics. I sold that, but I didn't spend the money. I sold it and I reinvested and I bought Nvidia. And I saw AMD at a discount. That's a chip company. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, they got to put chips in everything in order for it to function. Everything need a chip. Your car need a chip. Your laptop need a chip. Your video game need a chip. Your video game need a chip. Everything needs chips to function. AMD and Nvidia are chip companies. So they was at a real nice low discount. Not too much Nvidia. Nvidia always fluctuates between 100 to, but sometimes below 100, sometimes a little over 100, sometimes 150 too, you know. AMD was at 180 bucks. It dropped from 180 all the way to 98 bucks. So I bought it at 98 bucks, which is half the price from its high. So got in pretty good. I only bought one share of AMD though. So, and I do own some Microsoft. So I own Microsoft, AMD currently, and Nvidia. It's only three different stocks. That's about it. Like, I'm not gonna overexalt myself and start going crazy and have stocks all over the damn place. But invest in the top 10. I'm not even gonna say top 5, because some people don't like, you know, people only like certain stuff. And I'm not gonna drag out a stock topic. I just was sharing that with you guys, which was kind of pointless on my part, but oh well. That's what I always talk about on my channel. Anyway, my bankruptcy thing, right? In my last videos, I ain't talk about bankruptcy in a minute. Y'all know, as you know in my video, if you watch my videos, I filed Chapter 13, right? So if you guys are in a tremendous amount of debt and you want to get out of your debt, then I recommend you file Chapter 13 or Chapter 7 to get that debt off you, especially if you need to get rid of a car and you can't no longer pay for it and you want to do an involuntary repossession. Don't do that. I did that, and guess what? They came behind me and sued me for the remaining balance after they sold the vehicle. So if you find yourself too much credit card debt, too much, and you can't afford the car note and all this stuff, and you over at least $20,000 to $30,000 worth of debt or less, file bankruptcy, man. It is nothing wrong with filing bankruptcy. Rich people do it all the time. Hell, your president did it. 50 Cent did it. So many people did it. And do they look like they're unsuccessful since they filed for bankruptcy? No, they do not. So, and what I'm trying to say is that in my previous videos, I talked about the finance company that financed the truck that I turned in. They sued me and came after me, right? So they started garnishing my wages, and I talk about that in my previous videos. But by me filing bankruptcy, my lawyer said, well, they gonna have to pay you that money back. So when they say pay the money back, I'm like, you mean the money that they was garnishing on my check? They gonna have to pay me that back? She said, yeah. So I didn't believe it. So I'm like, man, they ain't gonna pay it. They don't want to fight. So a letter came in the mail, and the letter was from the same lawyer that was suing me and garnishing my wages, which was a sheriff, right? So open the letter up. I'm like, man, these people still on me. And I could have swore I filed bankruptcy and got them off my back. And when I unfolded the whole letter, it was a check in there. I was like, oh, a check from credit acceptance? Man, I couldn't believe it. I wanted to do a crip walk. I swear. I'm like, finally, a victory for us. Cha-ching. Your boy got a check back from a bank that was garnishing my wages. Got a check back from him. There's nothing wrong with filing Chapter 13 or Chapter 7 bankruptcy. If you guys can't afford the car, you can't afford the house, you can't afford... If it's overwhelming and the bills are killing you, man, and you're looking for a way out, I'm telling y'all, you could file for that. Nothing wrong with filing for that. So Chapter 13 cost me about $350 down payment, $80 roughly every month. So I gotta pay that every month for 2 years though. So I gotta make sure I got that money in there. So when they go to, because they're gonna automatically auto pay. It's on auto pay. So whenever they need it, whenever they come get their money, they're gonna pull it. So just gotta be prepared. So like my lawyers told me, it was like, oh, I'm like, oh, it's on $8 a month. Oh, there ain't no money. Blah blah blah. She was like, you'd be surprised. Like if you run into a hard time and you ain't got them $80 in there, that's gonna cause a disruption with your bankruptcy. So I'm like, man, I'll make sure I got that money on deck. So, man, look, you know, if you're not investing your income tax money, at least hold it. At least put it in a high yield savings account or something like that, man. Like, put it somewhere to where you have access of it, and when you fall on hard times, you're eventually, at some point, you'll have that money left over, or that money where that can help you. And when you fall on hard times, man, like, don't just spend everything you have depending on a check that's coming. Or, you know, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Is what I'm saying. Like, it's okay to have a little nest egg. Like, you're gonna need it for real with these times that we got going on right now. With this dude with all the tariffs and all this stuff that we got going on, you're gonna need a backup plan, man. Serious. Don't know what's coming down the pipe. You know, ain't no telling what kind of turn this world might make, man. So I'm doing pretty decent for us financial wise, and I plan on continue to grow financial wise. I just hope that y'all been listening to my channels and that y'all been investing and y'all been saving money and putting money on the side and stuff like that. You know, I just hope that I'm not just talking pointless, and hope y'all listening to what I'm saying. And I'm currently paying on I know I've been dragging out my little Honda. I'm currently paying this on this Honda, man. I swear, this note is not moving. And no, I'm not doubling my payments, but I'm paying a little extra. And I've been paying a little extra for almost a year, and it's like, it just seems like it's just not moving at all. So interest rates are so high, sky high right now. Like, I was talking to somebody, and I was telling them, like, it was like, man, if my car break, man, I'm just putting a new motor in there. I'm not buying. Like, man, look, we on the same page, bro. Not buying any more cars unless the car is gonna be already paid for, paying cash, boom, done. That's where I'm at with it. If you can find somebody to drop a motor in now, you got a brand new car, you drop the motor in. I don't need all them bells and whistles, all this technology crap and all that, because guess what? If somebody shoot one of them EPM, what do you call that? I'm about to say the wrong name. Whatever it is, they shoot this certain missile or whatever, and it causes a blackout and it knock out all the Wi-Fi. If you got one of those cars like that, man, you're not gonna better go nowhere. You're gonna be screwed. But if you got that old school with the key and the startup, that's all you need. You're gonna be able to roll out. But if you got one of those small cars or whatever kind of car with the Wi-Fi and that technology, man, you ain't going nowhere. You be stuck. So I already got one turnkey car. I'm working on getting my second turnkey car. I mean, don't get me wrong, push start cars are cool, and I've had those. And like, I swear, my Nissan Altima, I had almost 300,000 miles on that thing, and I ain't never changed the starter, not once. So those cars with the push start, man, the starters are great on those. I mean, I had a great experience with them. Everybody else, I don't know if you guys had bad experience with the push start cars, but my Nissan Altima with the push start, it lasted forever, man. Just kind of wish I would have took better care of it maintenance wise. I didn't. I ran it in the ground. I don't know what I was thinking. But I'm not buying any more cars, y'all. Not financing any more cars. But I am going to do a video on my Honda because I'm currently fixing my Honda, and I think you guys are going to like the way it's looking. I should have took a before and after picture, but I didn't. But I'm constantly upgrading it because, and I still owe like $17,000 on this car, which is amazing because that car, it's not even worth that much amount of money. You see what I'm saying about how they screw you? As far as financing wise, they screw you, man. So guess what? I'm not financing another thing. Only thing I might finance, well, might be my condo or maybe my house, but that's about it. That's if I decide on to buy a house, because I might pay rent for the rest of my damn life, depending on how my income swing. If I can control it, if my income stay the way it is and it stay like the way I got it, I ain't buying no house. I'll be staying all over the damn place, staying all over the house. Rent here, rent there, rent here, rent there. Oh, you wasting your money when you rent, but what's the point of buying a house, especially in America? What's the point of buying a house here? Pointless. You're never gonna own it. Property tax constantly rising. Insurance for the house is constantly rising. All that stuff is constantly rising. It almost makes it unaffordable for people. Car prices, housing, mortgages, they're making it unaffordable for you to be able to afford to even maintain it. Now, they're making it so you can buy it, but keeping it is a problem. Buying and keeping it is the problem. Anyway, that's all I got to say, y'all. Don't know what else I could talk about right now, but I know this video been dragging on, about to be 13 minutes. I did not want to talk that long, but oh well. You guys take care, and I'll talk to you guys soon.